I'm sorry, I had a phone call and it disconnected. Okay, so to control your children. And you want to know if your child's under control? If your child goes to another person's house and they're a welcome guest, they're under control. And if you really want to know, ask your neighbor. And if a hint that they're not under control is if a friend says, "Can we have lunch date? Come on over, but get a sitter for Jared." Okay, right there. Tells you your child is not under control. And you need to go back and correct that. I had a mother that I really enjoyed her company. Her child was in my child's class, so I invited her and the child over for lunch. That was the first and the last time I did that. Her child was crazy out of control. And my children were not used to that. And I thought, oh, I'm never doing that again. I don't want it to rub off. Okay, the fourth meaning of discipline is correction. Correcting wrong attitude, talk, or behavior. Just as God says his word is for correcting us, chastising us, these are the things discipline means. It does not mean continual chastisement. We get this idea to discipline our child is every time they get out of bounds, we give them a spanking. No, 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 no. There are other things that we can use. Discipline is so much more than that. Two things we can do that are both wrong. Leave everything, alone. Or two, do everything by spanking. That is wrong. That is so wrong because it's the easy way out and it's not going to work. There are other facets like your tone of voice. My mother used to say, "Diana Marie," and my last name, and I knew that was the end of her rope. The way you look at them, these are some of the ways that we can discipline them when we're out. The fifth way comes from the word disciple. John 1:35-37, in the story of John the Baptist. John's disciples had been so well discipled by John that when they meet Jesus, the two left John and went to Jesus. That was Simon, Peter, and Andrew. And John 1:40-42, it talks about that. It would be so wonderful, ladies, if we are so concerned with discipling our children that when they're old enough to accept Christ and then read the word for themselves, that they would instantly come to Jesus for salvation and be discipled by him because we have discipled them so well. We're going to stop here, and I will be praying for you this week. I wanted to get all this into you this week because last week we didn't get to this. Know that I will be praying for you. I always tell you that, but I am, and I love you. I know this is work, but it is so worth it. You will see down the road when I share my story how much God gave me before my trial started. Love you. Have a good week.